I'm back. Anything so I don't crash out. I'm back. I'm having a mental health attack, but it's all good. I'm on here. I'm going for a walk. I don't know where it's going to lead me, but I know I'm going to get my money. And I know I'm isolating myself. And I might go to sleep at like 5 o'clock today, at 4 o'clock. I'll make it to your next day. Fuck that coffee. Screw that shit. One thing is for certain though, even with me, I'm gonna have my crystals with me and everything. Any and everybody that any energy that try and torture me through demons, people that I've been sexually active with, aka the mother of my child, and people that she's been sexually active with, y'all energy is done for. You know, as this all crashes out. And anyone connected to her that's of my genetic makeup, you're even more done for as being a neuromelanated being and doing what you did to me and me in my rank in the cosmos. I don't give a fuck of y'all that think I'm crazy or whatever. That's all good and dandy. Like, just because you think I'm crazy or you can't understand, fathom what I'm saying, that has no effect on me with how I feel about myself or what I'm putting out there. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like real shit. I don't care about none of that shit. None of y'all scare me. None of these slave catchers scare me. None of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just gonna see me shine. And any bit of y'all that torture me are responsible for me even feeling how I'm feeling now. You know? Like I said, there's a time. You know? And just remember, to get you to understand what I'm saying, time isn't real. You know? What could seem like a very, very long time here is a very, very short time, you know? So like I said, I'm just happy that I'm gonna be one of those people that's gonna be on the front line when that happens, you know? Off of here I am. I don't give a fuck what I go through in this shit, because I know revenge is gonna be dealt with, so I don't give a fuck about this shit no more. It's like as far as me with my music and shit, I naturally love to do it, right? So I naturally would love to do that in general, but I don't even care about it from a standpoint of I want this system just to shut down. I don't care about that shit. Like, I want this shit to shut down right now. If I had a choice, like, would you want to blow up with music and everyone know your name and spit your flows and stuff, or would you rather this system just fall out right now? Which one would you want? I'd be like, just shut this system down. Shut this whole shit down. Get these unnatural people out of here. Get this shit, shut this shit down. Because me as an organic being, as a neuromelanated being, I'm suffering too much in this shit, you know? And any of us that's aware of really what this shit is, and we know what's going on, right? I don't care how well we're handling it as far as bringing awareness and shit, we're suffering. We're suffering off of it. And the only reason why we're suffering off of it is because we're divided, and some of us are still capitulating in a way. You get what I'm saying? Which is keeping us having individual success and them able to keep us in their clutches. You know? That's all this shit is. It's not even real power for real. It's the most false sense of power ever, honestly, but it's like, it's being done. You feel me? It's being done. So it's like, y'all, when I tell y'all, I'm just trying to like, you know, like, the reason why it's so random with me, because I'm in survival, but it's like I'm not reactive, but I am reactive, and I'm in survival off of what this system has done to my species, you know, and my awareness of it, right? To a point that I got to do certain things to keep my mental sane amongst the avoidant energy, whether directly or indirectly, to make sure I don't crash out, you know? So that's where I am with it. You know what I mean? I don't let it affect me. I'm at war, and I know I am. See, y'all motherfuckers might be acting like y'all not at war, and it's not a war out here, like a silent but loud war. I'm not acting like that. I know exactly what the fuck this shit is. You feel me? Y'all motherfuckers can act like that. I know what the fuck this shit is. You know, I know what's happening to our children. our children aren't safe, you know? But y'all motherfuckers is waking up, just going to work thinking that our children are safe. Why they're touching on our daughters, our sons. You get what I'm saying? They doing the most wild, inhumane stuff to our children. And we're just sitting around like it's okay, and that's just not okay. I know my black men feel where I'm coming from with this shit. This shit hurt, you know? The mother of all life. We almost home. Our son right now is handling everything. Yeah. What part of Africa are you from?
Ghana.
My close friend growing up, he was from Ghana. His name was Michael Anjiman. And he had a younger sister named Antoinette. And yep, enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, it's the goddess right there. You know, the African goddess. She's from Ghana. No, but yeah, like I was telling y'all though, like, no, like I'm not acting. And let me tell y'all how serious it is, right? She was on the phone, but she spoke to me briefly, right? She was getting downloads. Yes, she was. Y'all, she literally was like nah, she wasn't even speaking in tongues, but it's weird, like whatever she was saying, I felt the energy of it, that she was being spoke to on a spiritual level. Like, I swear to God, like I muted it when I was talking to her at first, kind of out of respect, and then, but I'm saying, like, she literally was. She was getting like downloads. I don't even know if she even realized the downloads that she was getting, because when I started speaking to her, she just started speaking to me regularly, like she wasn't, I don't want to say speaking in tongues, but like she wasn't having a supernatural experience or something. Like she didn't even realize that she was doing that, you know? Until she like actually started talking to me, like, I was just like, what? You know, but I know what it is though. So, But when you say that though, because that is a real battle. It is. I'm not denying that. Shout out Jessica. Shout out, like, no, that's a real battle. I'm not denying that at all. But I just want you to think about something though, and let me ask you this, right? Because sober is a real thing, right? But let me just let you know though, as far as like what you're saying, because I know by how you said that when you said that, right? I want you to know the most changing of the brain from a psychological standpoint, right? It's not just what you would know as your modern day drugs or even hardcore drugs, you know? A lot of the stuff in which just how you eat regularly, you eating on a daily, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or whatever you eat, it has just as much or even more of an effect on your psychological state, even more than some actual drugs that in which people would look down on, or the stereotypes associated with those that do affect your body in a negative manner also. But I just want you to know it's not just that, it's other things that have that same effect. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying this from understanding genetics, you know? Me studying anatomy, I study the brain, so I know what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of your neurons are being affected in ways that you wouldn't even think how they're being affected, you know? And that's one of the biggest problems in this world. Like, one of the biggest things that's just as detrimental as like your regular cocaine or I don't know, any hardcore drug, weed or I don't know, any pills, anything, right? Sugar, you know? And I hate to point this out, but it's sad because I got to point this out because people have such a lack of awareness, you know? How detrimental sugar is for your anatomy, right? But you think about it, when you go to a hospital or any medical practice, they got lollipops sitting there to give to your kids. And they're going to hand you the lollipop to give to your kid, or give it to your kid in front of you, knowing what sugar does to the anatomy, as if they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. You hear what I'm saying? You know how disrespectful that is? Talk about the psychological damage, right? And you're going to take the lollipop and put the lollipop right in your kid's mouth and not even know what that's doing to them, you know? So no, y'all, like I'm telling y'all, it's a lot. The medical field, everybody's starting to talk about it now because, like I said, it's not just the truth that's coming out, it's the energy that's hitting the planet and the pieces of people's brain that's being hit, that's forcing that truth out, that's forcing awareness out. You know, that's what's happening right now. The energy on the backside of the planet, they can't even explain it. The radiation and the levels and how dense those ionized particles are, that's hitting everybody's anatomy. That's hitting all living organisms right now. They're not talking about it, but this is what's happening, you know? So this is what I mean when I'm telling y'all about avoiding truth. You can't avoid truth because it's connected to the energy that's hitting the planet. You can't run from ionized particles that's in the air. You get what I'm saying? That's what's forcing people to think from different angles about stuff that's been happening in the same way this whole time. You get what I'm saying? It's connected to anatomy, you know? So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, so when you think about that, there's no attached feelings that's changing that. You get what I'm saying? There's no attached feelings that's changing that. You know, you are what you are anatomically. You get what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know? It is what it is. Drugs and alcohol aren't really that different than sugar, you know? Like I said, by you saying that, I know where your intellect, what do you call it? I'm not even mad at you. Like I said, I talk to doctors daily, so you know what I'm saying? I'm in random hospitals every day. I randomly during the week, I go in random hospitals, random practices, and I ask certain questions just to test my knowledge and terminology. I'm understanding how it affects the body and all of that. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying I know it all, but there's even put it like this. You're even trying to say that sugar that sugar and stuff is way different than that. That just lets you know that lets me know how much you really don't take initiative of how your body is affected by everything, you know? Because put it like this, sugar isn't so much different from regular drugs that it's like not justified, and then you just have sugar every day. Because in the way you said it, it's like that. Like, sugar is a big problem. Sugar controls the growth and development of your children. So you're probably a type of mom that's probably feeding your kids sugar and not even knowing how it's affecting their growth and development from ages 1 to 7, 1 to 9, you know? And that's a big problem with this world. A lot of kids' brains is being affected in a negative manner due to a lack of awareness of a mom or dad, you know? If you're not aware of something, you're gonna be manipulated. Why would you not want to be aware if you're in a position to be aware or read? So you can give your child the best life, or know anything that's hazardous towards them, how to avoid that. Why would you not want to put yourself in that position? You know? Come on now. Like I said, the main thing that I'm so happy about everything that's happening right now, y'all, is that, and I'm just saying it flat out, and I don't give a fuck how anybody feels. Y'all notice how majority of people that's saying stuff that's not making no sense, they're people that don't even have a biological connection to my planet whatsoever. You know? Human beings are saying anything right now, you know, because they're in fear and they have an idea that what's happening on the planet isn't for them. So they're just saying anything right now. They're crashing out in all different types of ways. They're saying stuff with lack of, they're like they're starting arguments or trying to start battles with a lack of understanding of the basics of even how the world works, you know? You don't even realize, like, if you're trying to battle or be combative with a lack of awareness with a sun being, and you're unnatural, meaning you're a meat eater, like you have to have meat to survive, literally, right? You don't even really understand how you look, because meat eaters can't outthink sun eaters. That's impossible. You know, like, I don't need this stuff that's given to me for me to survive. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm just tired of, like I said, this was our biggest test. Our biggest test was the complex cell organism, AKA the Europeans, even though they're not the only ones with animal DNA. They was our biggest test, you know? They try to provoke us every day. All they're trying to do is provoke us more now as we're finding out who we are, because they're in fear about something that they never wanted to happen again, you know? They never wanted us to start knowing who we are knowing the stuff that we're capitulating in that's harming us. They didn't want us to start knowing this shit. So as we're knowing this shit, it's causing a lot of frustration, and then not only that, they signing out also in their faded seal. So it's just like, that's why, to be honest with y'all, you know, I'm trying to stay away from y'all as much as possible. I'm gonna just be real. When I'm around y'all, it's because I feel like I have to, as far as the monetary system and shit like that. Like, as soon as I'm able to just get away, I get me another whip and stuff. Like, y'all not gonna see me anywhere where it's anybody with animal DNA. I will not be by y'all, because I know what's happening in y'all anatomy. It's not an argument. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I know you're getting more dangerous to be around by the day. Even for yourself, for your children, for your whole species. If you forgot your past, you're deemed to repeat it. Look, know your genetic makeup. Matter of fact, everybody should do that right now. Find your genetic makeup. Are you the prokaryotic cell or multicellular organism? And then after that, off of your genetic makeup, look at the history of your species from a genetic makeup standpoint. And then you tell me what you find out. 1600s, 1700s. Stuff really hasn't changed that much. It's just more hidden off of the damage that's been done through raping and slaughtering and shit like that. That's been instilled in here, you know, off of us thinking that we actually die. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just happy that by the day, like even all that stuff by the day, all the stuff, all the conversations that's irrelevant, all the unnecessary so-called arguments, you know what I'm saying? The more we find out who we are, and like as we find out who we are, it's almost literally it's disintegrating their whole fake lifestyle in which they have us manifesting today. You know, it is. It is. I'm so tired. I don't want to see unnatural people no more. I'm tired of them. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for y'all to get on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing they ass, because they're gonna be happy living off of us till they get off this bitch. Let's be real. They became so complacent in their arrogancy, they don't even see a problem with their regular life or even how it's affecting our planet, if not us, or even if they can understand that we are nature. Like, they're not. They don't. They're so far gone. Like there's no reaching majority of them. You know. There's no reaching them. So it's like I said, I still don't really remember both of them things exactly in which I was speaking about, where I mainly got on before I got back on again. But it was something, the basis of like us just coming together around because I know it's more than enough people that even human beings, for real, for even with this. But like, there's enough of us that's aware of what we're living in for us to move differently. You get what I'm saying? We don't need to keep talking about who we are and stuff on the internet without coming together in person with how much of us are aware. I feel like that's like a lost cause, you know? Or I'm not gonna say a lost cause, because it's still some of us that need to be aware, but we need to be doing more meeting in person, you know? That's why I'm a put together like a lore, like almost like poster type shit that I can like put on the internet, and I'm a pick a day, and as I'm coming on these next lives, I would like for y'all to tell me like a day that would be good for everybody. Of course, like, I'm gonna start off small, right? I don't have a car right now and stuff, but it's like I'm really trying to, like, I'm tired of talking about it on the internet. I'm tired of talking. I'm be honest. I'm tired of talking. I'm like, why am I talking on the internet as if like it's not already majority of us that are aware of what I'm talking about, whether they're seeing my live or not? What am I doing? Like, I just need to find those people, or I need to use the internet to find those people that are aware, and put something up that even attract more attention to them that's aware. And if they're in the general area, the DMV area, we need to meet up and actually have conversations in person about moving next, and how we're gonna go about stuff. You know, that's what we need to be on right now. That's all we need to be on, because it's like it's not enough of us doing that. It's like we became complacent and speaking about stuff on the internet as if like we can't meet up in person. You know what I'm saying? And that's been like a big problem for us. It's like we just need to start meeting up in person again. You know, like, for real, for real. That's all. That's all it really is. You know, do a Zoom. Positive. Hello, you think you could spare anything for Bust Money on like Cash App or anything? All right, sorry for asking you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do a Zoom. They really are upset. Yeah, I know. They're obsessed with us for real. It's like they don't want to let us go, but they want to live off of us and abuse us. And they use reverse psychology when they see us in lack and act as if like we're really in lack. Or believe if we don't know who we are, like go along with us believing we're in lack. That's what they do. It's all reverse psychology. That's why even right now, right? Like I'm like, Goddess, in my situation, like I'm trying to get some like couple dollars like for some bus money, right? But the only reason why I'm in this situation is because they're living off of me, and me and my species are divided. So that's why it's some of us that have individual success, and when we find individual success within this system that's designed against our whole species, we just settle with that, and we're not worried about us that's still struggling. At that, basically what I'm saying, as we find individual success, we don't, at that moment, if we didn't already see prior, we're not going to see that this system is designed against all of us entirely, because we got that little bit of individual success. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got my car, I got my nice house, my babies are fine, so all children is not important. The next black kid that's out here, or the fact that our children are being abused within within the educational system, they're touching on our daughters and sons medically, mentally evaluating them as if we got the same anatomy. All this is okay because I have my child, and that's not true at the end of the day. All children are important. Hold up real quick, y'all. You know what I mean? No, yeah, send me, I know about the Zoom because I had to do it in court, right? I am going to do that. But that's what I want to be. Matter of fact, I'm going to post it right after I get off this live. And that's what I want to focus on, Goddess. And anyway, if you could even help me with that, I want to focus on that, because even as my subscribers are rising, and I got thorough subscribers, meaning the people that fuck with me, they really know what's what. I want to just make sure, basically, I want to start meeting in Virginia. I want to start meeting, or anywhere within the DMV area. I'm gonna do a little poster, and I'm gonna put it on my Instagram. I'm gonna put it on here on my YouTube. I'm gonna put it on my TikTok. And I actually want to start meeting, because I know it's a lot of people, because I meet a lot of them. I meet all of them. Even though it's a lot of avoided energy, and it's the most racism out here, it's the most of the abuse of our species in Northern Virginia, in the slave state. I know I meet a lot of them all the time, neuromelanated people that know who they are. And I'm like, damn, if I meet all of us that know who we are, why are we meeting up yet? You get what I'm saying? We should definitely be meeting up around all these people that are still trying to live this lie as it's crashing down. What the fuck are we waiting on? You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, like, I'm just like, yeah, let's start meeting up, y'all. And I feel like the time, I'm gonna say this right now, the times that I want to start meeting, I want to meet in the times that's either like 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. I want the times us to meet gonna be around the 3, the 6, and the 9, because those powerful numbers, and wherever we meet at, I would like for it to be, I already know some spots in my mind already off me knowing the area, but I'm gonna pick the best spot. I'm gonna pick the best spot where like the most nature, where it's like a good vibe, the ley lines is right, and all of that. And then I'm gonna pick that place. And when I pick that place, I'm gonna promote it like crazy. But when I promote it like crazy, I mean like say like if I was to promote it right now and put the poster thing on my page and everything right now, it's not gonna be until like another like month and a half from now. You know what I'm saying? Or another month. And within that month, I'm gonna promote it like crazy every single day. And I'm gonna talk about it every day on my live. And the people I meet in person, I'm gonna tell them about it, that understand genetics and understand what's taking place on the planet, so we can meet and actually talk in person about these issues and how it's gonna look like for us going forward with the changes that's taking place on the planet. Because like I said, y'all, like at this point, like we're really doing too much talking. Yeah, I'm gonna start writing that today. Actually, when I settle down after I get this money to wash clothes, I'm trying to get like $20 to wash clothes. I already got a pad in my storage, and I got a pen in there, and I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna write that down, because I'm trying to implement that. Like I'm in anywhere out of 50 states. Probably the only other place where it's energy that's similar to like here, and a lot of stuff that happened on that specific part of the land. It's on the 33rd It's on the 33rd. What do you call it? I can't think of the word right now. The 33rd. That's how I know it's attack. I almost don't want me to tell y'all. I don't know why I can't think of the word right now, but it's on the 33rd thing or whatever. But Georgia and Atlanta, you know, like it's a lot of history there with us. The energy there is very, very strong. Oh yeah, it's on 33rd parallel. So energy there is very strong. So that's what I want to be on, y'all. That's what I want to be on, because other than that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I value and I love y'all, but the people in the area where I'm at, they're trying to attack me daily, every single day, any way that they can. And I'm getting around it still as I've been all of these years, and everything that's happening right now that I said that was gonna happen prior, that you know where we're at. Like it took me, it just made my skin very, very thick. I'm very, very grateful that it made my skin thick with the information that I have, because I know that even me going forward, or even if I was to have individual success, which would seem like a lot of like an average person of this monetary system we're in, I know what that really is. And that's not really individual success with the level of really what's happening with our offspring and my species. You get what I'm saying? Like I see past all of it. So it's like literally, I'm really adamant on this, y'all. Like I really want us to start meeting in person, because as I'm building my subscribers and stuff, I'm just looking at that shit, right? And I'm saying to myself, like, what the fuck, in this short period of time, me talking anatomy and stuff, I done built relationships with y'all and meeting more people, even human beings. Why ain't I meeting with y'all in person? You know? For real. Like, so I'm gonna be on that today. And I promise y'all, as soon as I got that date, I'm gonna promote it for like a month. And we just gonna go from there. You know, and we gonna go from there, and we gonna build, and we gonna get shit right, because you gotta realize we're at war, y'all. We are at war. And that's the hardest part about this. Or not the hardest part, but the craziest part, that like I don't get how a lot of people don't see it. It's like they created all these distractions that we feel like we're not in war, because some of us can get more money than others and shit like that. We feel like we're not going through what we're really going through. And it's actually the worst state of it ever right now. And it's ever been. Really good. Ain't that something? Nah, that's bad, yo. Sometimes I'm like, sure, I might be on here. I'm saving myself so much. I might be on here right now, because you know, if I wasn't on here with how I'm feeling right now, how I felt, I probably would have did something to myself. Because I am self-sabotaging in certain ways that I don't like, but it's not on purpose. It's just because of what I'm living in. Like I'm not even gonna lie, like I'm not. I mean, I took a shower last night. Like I'm not dirty right now, but it's like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's too much for me to take a shower right now. It's just, I'm on fucking foot. I gotta go to like 3 places. I gotta get my bag. I gotta wait for that next. That shit is just too much right now. The day's damn near almost over. Like I'm going to sleep probably like 4 o'clock. Like I just really just want to make sure I make it to the next day more than anything, because there's demons all around me, y'all, and it's like I'm fighting every day. So like I gotta move in a certain manner to make sure I make it to see this shit crash all the way. That's my main goal more than anything. Like if I didn't have that mind state, I wouldn't have just got this done with my son for this paternity test to be done. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even have gotten here. I got here off of my survival mindset, and me being completely by myself, and having my ways to make sure I make it to the next day and shit like that, regardless of what anybody says and laughs at me. So most people, like I know most people wouldn't even be able to handle what I'm going through. I know y'all wouldn't. That's why, like I swear to God, come live with me for like 2 or 3 days, and y'all see. I swear, you'll be like, it should be so unpredictable and shit, and you be like, man, what the fuck? Or you like, basically, it'll seem like you'll be like, damn, like everything is so out of order. Like, how are you How are you keeping your sanity? Like literally reach a point like that. You'll be like, how are you keeping your sanity? I already went insane, y'all. I did went insane. I already did. I believe it or not, I found comfort in me going insane. It just seems like I'm not insane because I haven't hurt nobody yet. But I already went insane. You know, that's why it's just like I'm just numb to everything. Don't matter what the fuck is going on, how bad day is, whatever. I still make it to your next day because I know that that's my only goal. You know, it's my only goal. They made it so hard for me to make it to your next day though. They made me where I gotta freeze to make it to your next day. I might have to go to sleep on empty stomachs. You know, stomach growling. I might have to go to sleep musty. You know, some days. You know, went through it all. You know, going through it all, and I still make it to your next day. But like I said, there's punishment on the planet, and even on my species, it is. You know, and I'm gonna tell y'all no lies. And it's punishment mainly on a black woman more than anybody because y'all come before me. You got to think about it. It's not the other way around. And it's from a collective, not individually. I know there's a lot of black women out here that understand all of this already. But if the black woman can't get right from a collective standpoint, how would the black man ever get right? You know, y'all come before me. Y'all are literally the teachers, the first teachers of me. You know. So you teaching me, all the black men out here, they had a black woman that brought them up, or should have had a black woman that brought them up, right? First teachers, it's like if they're not getting the right stuff instilled in them and knowing what's what, they grow up and stuff. Whatever way that they're a harm to themselves or for our species, whose fault is that mainly? You know? So it's like, it's a lot of black, so I'm saying it's the black women understand all of this and how it trickles down and know that y'all come before us and it's proven scientifically and all of that. Y'all got to come together and damn near shun out the other ones that don't want to be on that type of time or can't see it or aren't even trying to see it, you know? And automatically that would help in even a faster pace of the black men to see who they are. Because y'all know, even in the 3D state, everything that we be doing, it be for y'all. You know what I'm saying? The real shit. I'm not gonna say men don't even like getting money, but put it like this. That man getting that money, a big portion of that shit is for you, you know? Whether you're his woman or not. He like, oh, she about to see me. Not saying men don't want to look good for themselves, but you know how you be thinking as a black man when you know you fly, how you want to be fly. And before the woman even sees you, your goddess even see you, you already know. You like, man, that black woman see me, I'm looking like that right now. My energy on 1,000, I'm feeling good. You know how it be, guys, you know? And would it be the other way, it'd be like the opposite. Like I don't look anything about like how I look like right now. You know, I'm in straight survival looking crazy, but you know, it's not making me feel less than because I know I'm abused. You know, homelessness is just another sign for oppression. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's just like they put that word to it so it don't seem like it's oppression or abuse. Because then you're thinking of homelessness like we're supposed to be living under a monetary system. So you see a person is homeless and not the monetary system as a problem. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest fucking loopholes. You know? I'm saying, bro. No, you are, because my podcast. I'm just trying to love on you. I'm just trying to love on you. No problemo. I'm just trying to give you love. Yeah. No, I'm your brother, bro. Know yourself. Know yourself, bro. Fuck you too. Fuck you mean. You see how you said that? Get in that fucking truck, though. Bitch ass, I slap the fuck out of you, bro. Y'all just seen me almost slap the fuck out of somebody. Y'all. Hey, amigo. I just tell him my son is a Puerto Rican and Dominican. I try to show him love, no problem. He not a good person, you know? But enjoy your day, though, man. Peace, power, abundance, God. Weird ass, y'all. Look at this motherfucker. Look at this motherfucker. Weird as shit. Weird as shit. You see, he's saying I get in the car looking crazy as hell. Weird ass, bro. Weird ass, bro. Fuck. fucking Commonwealth niggas gonna make me smack the fuck out of one of their asses, bro. Shorty lucky he got in that motherfucking whip though. Talk all that shit, but you get in that whip though. Could have ran, when I ran up on y'all, could have just slept your ass. Laid your ass right out by your fucking truck, you heard. Motherfuckers trying to do the right thing though. People trying to make people get in a, I'm telling y'all, I don't got no patience for that shit, y'all. I don't. I almost slept his ass when I ran up on him. I almost slept his ass. I was about to put his ass to sleep. Swear to God. I was about to straight stretch his little shit. But I said, you know what? Let me not. You feel me? But I had to put him on because he looking crazy. I'm just talking to him regular, but this is why the sun must divide us, right? Because I hate to say this, but I gotta point it out. I love my Latino people. You hear me? An average Latino person, you ask them from anywhere. I be loving on y'all, right? Matter of fact, he almost made me forget why I came over here because I was about to hurt his ass so much. I came over here to make sure my shit ain't, because I left my shit over here, I feel like, right? But look, peep though. And y'all know what's so sad? The other amigos that was with him, he's the only one that acted like that. He's the only one. The three other, it was like 4 or 5 of them. He's the only one that acted like that. He's the only one that acted like that. And let me tell y'all how energy divides itself in a way, right? Let me tell y'all how energy divides itself in a way. The irony of him being the only one that acted like that, peep this. Not only was he the only one that acted like that, before he even acted like that, he was the only one that separated himself from the other ones. Now, what did that say? Ironic as shit, huh? You know? Even afterwards, after the situation, I put my fist up to the other ones and stuff, and he even shook his head towards the other one, like, I don't know why he acting like that. You know? I'm telling y'all. You seeing it from an all organic people standpoint. It's like you're seeing the ones that want to be slaves, right? And want to be told by their oppressors and can't even see the abuse that they're living in. And then you see the ones that know who they are. That has nothing to do with your financial state. You know what I'm saying? The same job that he has, the other Latino guys, they all got that same job. They working together. Their whole energy was completely different. Completely different. You know? So it's no excuse. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's not a what do you call it? It's not a was this my favorite? It's not a financial thing. It's not. Because regardless if you have a job or not, there's people that understand realness and there's people that don't understand realness. You know what I'm saying? There's people that don't understand it. But I'm glad I handled that situation right, because I was about to literally put the camera off and put that nigga to sleep. Stomp his ass out and all of that. But it would have all been on camera and I would have just got an assault charge. I was about to do it though. I was about to do that shit. But something said, I feel like I did it because I saw the love of the other Latino guys. Like if they all was acting like that, I probably would have slept his ass to make a statement to all of them. You know what I mean? I know who they are and shit. But the fact that all 4 of them, like they was looking at him and they was seeing that I wasn't a threat or nothing. I wasn't even trying to present myself like a threat. That man was just on some wild shit. You feel me? It was like, I spared him. He don't even know. But I don't even know if you've seen the camera move, but I stepped up so quick. I would, like when I tell y'all how fast I would have slept his ass, that whole nigga chin would have been straight swept. That shit would have been a wrap. I was about to hit him with a 2-piece. I was about to hit him with the mean hook. But before the hook, I was about to hit him in his liver. I'm not even gonna lie. I was about to hit that nigga with a mean liver hit. Like boom. That nigga would have just crumbled. You know what I'm saying? But I said, you know what? Let me stop. That's why I tell you, I really got anger problems. And I'm proud of myself. Because it'd be like so much situation. Anybody that knows me, like a situation like that would have got real. Way before it even got real, would have got real. You know? But it don't shock me though, because it's like I'm having attacks every rising. Like, y'all don't even know, my only reason for even coming over here was because I left a bag with my Aquaphor, my lotion, and like some bananas. I had like 4 bananas in that junk and shit. Oh yeah. No, I'm not like, no. Goddess, I'm telling you, Goddess, it really is. it's just it's crazy because I was telling you my ex is like 45, right? 45 or 46, and she's from Chicago. She's from the Chi-Town, right? But literally, she her ex-husband, she's been divorced from him for years, but her ex-husband, he's a sheriff for Forestville, right? For Forestville, and she has twins with him, right? So he's a slave catcher, right? Let me tell you, when I met her, that's like the most I traveled my whole entire life, and with her abruptly in like less than like a week of us first meet. Actually, we met right here. We met right over here. She was walking, and I said something to her. But my only reason for bringing her up is to say, the main thing that she would talk about all the time, Goddess, is the energy in the DMV area. She couldn't stand it. And I'm not from the DMV area. I'm from Baltimore. Well, but Baltimore, we don't consider Baltimore part of the DMV because it's like a whole nother world for real. But it is though. It's still Maryland, right? So, but even the violence in my area, right? I was so used to the energy that I couldn't understand what she was saying until I got out of it. And then I got out of it. We first went to like Ohio. I'm in a place called Westlake, Ohio. It's like a Fairfax. They kind of bougie, but it's like the bougie without the bougie though. You feel me? So what I'm saying is, it's like Fairfax, but the people aren't so stuck up and racist like how they are out here and stuff. And then I was out some part of Maryland I didn't know called Cumberland, and it was like spread out and shit. I was like in a lot of different places, but like I said, what you just said, the energy in the DMV area, it's like only people that's been here and haven't seen anything else will confuse it with just like competitive energy and stuff like that. But it's not competitive. It's like like I said, out of the whole 50 states, the most money is flourishing out of here. Fairfax and Loudoun, the richest areas. So what's going to go right in hand with the richest area? Probably more racism, right? You know what I'm saying? It's all that out here. And you see the worst, you know how they say like Uncle Toms and stuff? You see the worst Uncle Toms out here. Whether it be a neuromelanated being or like you've seen just now with a eumelanated being, Latino. You see the most of it out here. Because the Latino people out here, they want to be white so bad. And if you look on the internet right now, you'll see Latino people talking about Latino people that know who they are than the ones that want to be white, you know? Because the Latino people are starting to call Latino people out now, you know? And you're starting to see that shit. And you're seeing a lot of that now. Like, you're seeing a lot of that, you know? It's a real issue. Like, right. Because how's America the wealthiest, but we have the highest poverty and homeless percentages? The math ain't mathing. Right. I know it. It's because it's the most money out here and stuff, but it's the setup though. It's the setup. And we don't see it for what it is because we out here thinking we a whole human race. Most people, they see the breakdown, they're like, wait a minute. This shit is really for the unnatural people because the system is made, this system that's designed against us. You know, we wouldn't design something against ourselves unless we were manipulated using AKA magic, whether our Merkaba was used against us. What we know today as the 6-point star, you know? And there's a lot of energy with that, going back to the War of 1492, you know? When a lot of those cathedrals and shit, we built that shit. You know what I'm saying? We built that shit, y'all. We built that shit. But our Merkaba was used against us, where it was like, basically, like if we would have understood that we was building all of this up against ourselves or what it was going to be used for against ourselves, we wouldn't have been doing it, you know? You think that we would have been building up, you know, any type of form of practice for education, for it to be taught there, if we knew we was being, what do you call it? We was being indoctrinated from a standpoint of not knowing our, we wouldn't be doing any of that, any of it, you know? So, that's what I'm saying. Even like when we don't answer each other, right? It's a form of like I just asked 2 people and they both ignored me, right? But the only reason why people feel less than in them type of situations because they don't know what they're living in. So like an average person, that don't make them think low about themselves. But I know what I'm living in, so It's like I know what's the fight against me, no matter how successful I'm in individually in this shit or not. I'm gonna still be a good person, y'all. You know. Hey, excuse me, brother. Hey, by any chance on your way out, I'm whether you can or can't, I'm basically just trying to get to work, bro. I was wondering if you could spare like anything at all towards like a smart trip that help if you have anything on your way out at all. I definitely understand. If you could possibly Venmo or Cash App anything, if you could help. If you definitely can, you don't have it, I definitely understand also. Yeah, those the ones who voted for Trump, and they got these other countries thinking we live in the high life, that we out here struggling. I know. And then like, if you just heard that water, like she just drove off like fast in the water, and the water almost splashed on me. Like she got so this, but this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's like, no, I'm not gonna think low of myself because I asked you for help, and I know the system is designed against me while I'm trying to be my best in it, and I'm still suffering in it, and I'm not the only person suffering in it. So you even more so can't make it about me. If it was about me, there wouldn't be other black men out here struggling. You get what I'm saying? It really wouldn't be like that. But you really see how this setup really is. Every black man that's struggling, so-called say, isn't a bum or not trying or not trying. You get what I'm saying? But these are the stereotypes that people create to avoid the real issues or the real initial problems, because people don't want to face the real problems. So it's easier just to be like, oh, he's a bum, or oh, he's lazy, or he's not trying. And it really don't even be that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that shit at all, y'all. You know, it's sad. It's sad the levels of cognitive dissonance that people have about the real issues to avoid the real problems instead of like actually facing them because of how ugly that they are, and the truth being more disturbing than the lie. You know, like in general, going through financial struggles, that's a real thing in America, regardless of anybody. You get what I'm saying? That's not a black thing or a lazy thing. You know how much people I know besides myself working there struggling, or working 2 jobs, sleeping in their cars, and all of that shit. You get what I'm saying? So when people say stuff like that or act like that in that way, even if they're not saying it directly, that lets you the level of protecting toxicity, whether directly or indirectly. You know. So that's even more so why I'm saying, even got us on here right now, like we got to start meeting in person, because enough of us know what we're living in and how this system is designed completely against our entire species. But everybody's affected, even a complex cell organism. You know, that's why I don't get why they even don't go for it, because we know why we've been being attacked. But I'm like, y'all species turned y'all own backs on y'all. Y'all don't feel no type of way. You know, y'all shouldn't have to pay for natural stuff that's on the planet in abundance for everybody also. But it's like I said, everybody's in fear. More people, fear literally controls people. It's like, don't question it. I know it's wrong, but as long as it's able to go on and nobody say anything, then that's just that, and we just gonna keep it right there. You get what I'm saying? And that's a big problem, y'all. That's a big problem. You know, it is. It really is. You know. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day, brother. Peace, power, abundance, God. Yeah, man. That's all it is at the end of the day. But yeah, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. Once I leave here, I literally might I don't know. I might get on here like later on and talk to y'all. But it's a real problem though, and it's in America. It's a real problem. You know. Hey, excuse me, sir. Thank you for answering me. Enjoy the rest of your day, regardless. You Latina, make sure you get a lot of sun. I'm on my ignorant shit right now, y'all. She just ignored me. She Latina though, you know. I'm on my ignorant shit right now. She Latina. Y'all see her license plate, and she Latina. And y'all saw I just gave her positive energy. You know what I'm saying? But this is how ignorant people are to who they are. And my son is the same genetic makeup as her. You melanated, you know, Puerto Rican and Dominican. But this is the lack of awareness in which how we treat each other, because we don't know who we are. Now let me ask y'all this. When that Latina when that just ignored me, right, and acted like that, when y'all heard me say what I literally said to her. I didn't tell her nothing bad. I didn't even ask her for anything, right? Literally, when we're not divided, and when she can't come to this gas station to get gas in this way, and use this world that we built up, and that we all built up, all organic people, to avoid her brother or sister, another organic person, or in my situation, me being neuromelanated, the father of life, right? Then she won't be able to do stuff like that, right? Because I wouldn't even be in a situation where I'm of lack, because I'm not abused under a monetary system, and I'll be doing for myself, which I've always have been doing, right? it's like all this stuff wouldn't be. But you see like the lack of awareness. Like say if I was a man that wasn't aware, I would see that and feel low about myself, and that's supposed to make me feel inadequate. You see the curveball, you know. But because I didn't feel inadequate, you know what I'm saying? She had an irritation even as she drove by, because I'm not gonna feel less than whether I have money or not, because I know that I'm doing what I can for myself in a system that was designed against me. You get what I'm saying? So I would never feel low in that. It's just like I told y'all. If I'm doing what I can in this system to the best of my degree, and I can't, it's just more showing that I'm oppressed. And like I said, I'm not the only one of my genetic makeup that's oppressed, because that's all it says. You know what I'm saying? That's all it says. Homelessness and poverty is just another word for oppression, you know, and enslavement, for real. That's all it is, you know. But it's like, if you see it as homelessness, you see it as homelessness because you're in a form of lack, right? That's what homeless would mean. Like, you don't have a certain amount of money or whatever, right? But how can you say homelessness about something that's been built on genocide, right? That which a lot of people aren't even aware of, if you even was to say it to them. You know, that's not homelessness. You know what I'm saying? That's infringement. That's false ideology. That's something that's affecting people that shouldn't be, because it's being protected in all of these ways. You know what I'm saying? But mainly amongst people of my genetic makeup being divided and thinking that we're supposed to be living this way. While it's falling on our children, and falling on offspring in general, all children. You know what I'm saying? And we the first teachers, you know what I'm saying? So you got to think about the karma that's even coming to us for living against our means in this way, y'all. Like, it's really bad, but like I said, I'm not gonna feel low. Like, once I leave here and I get this off of my level of depression, I might just go to sleep and just call it a day, y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Cause I told you I got to get a bit of it, and then I can't, you know what I mean? I got to make it back to my son at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, enjoy the rest of your day. Reflection, peace, power, abundance to you, God. You know, that's like my main focus, like more than anything, you know? My main focus more than anything. Yeah, I got to make it back to my son, and I will. You know what I'm saying? No matter what comes about, I will make it back to my son. You know what I'm saying? On everything, on my soul, because the last time before I start being on this, I'm gonna start shooting shit, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna get on an ignorant tip, and I don't want to. But if I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna go back out Baltimore and be on that tip, and I don't want to go out back out and be on that tip, because I got a son that's not have, you know what I mean, come his way and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Hey, what it do, dummy? What's good with you, bro? Yeah, you know, so that's pretty much all it is, man. But y'all know I value y'all, I love y'all, bro. What's good with you, guys? How you feel? Good to see you, man. Man, every day we getting closer and closer. You see what's happening on the planet. It's beautiful. Oh no, but bro, I had court for my son November 19th. Bro, the judge ate her up in court. Yeah, she was trying to avoid the paternity test and all of that. Like, before going forward in custody, get my mental better, I want to make sure off of her sexual activity that this is really my son, first and foremost. Bro, she was trying to use my financial situation. She tried to make it seem like she in harm's way. The judge wasn't hearing none of that. The judge like, nah, this man just trying to make sure that's his son so that he could go forward and get back from how it affected him in all these different levels. So it's going to be good, man. Man, you said 5 years, bro, since 2020. And my mental is just getting back to even do the regular stuff that's needed for me, you know.
I mean, psycho, I'm dealing with the same thing. My baby mom trying to hold my kid from me. I gotta take her to court, all types of shit. But in the end of that, the court system is gonna show who's really there and who's not.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You got this, man. You got this, bro. That shit hurt my heart. I didn't even know that you had a kid. Congratulations, first and foremost, God to God, bro. And bro, they can't stop us, bro. When you want to be a dad to your kid, bro, they can't stop it, bro. It's gonna happen. Good seeing you all already, bro. Peace, power, abundance to you and yours, man. Yeah, that's my God, man. I haven't seen him in a brick, but dang, man. That's how y'all know the system is wild. We all fighting for our children and shit. And really think about it, y'all. Y'all know how I was saying, I love my black woman, right? I love my black woman. But y'all are capitulating in the system while this is happening in your creations. We're your first creations, black men, right? Now, and this is a fact. Like, how could this, and I'm saying this just to inflict for black women to build a stronger bond with their sister. That's all. I'm not saying this to bash y'all. I'm not saying this to really shame y'all, because I adore all women. I adore y'all first and foremost. I'm grateful to have these genetics as a mutation right under you. I can't say it enough in words, right? But with that being said, still though, y'all the first teachers of life. How I think right now is everything from what you taught me, you know, regardless of me being a part of your genetics, right? So with this being said, what are you gonna do the combat this as far as your capitulation in it? You know what I'm saying? Why this is happening in your creations? That's the questions like I wanna ask you, you know, or what are you doing on a daily basis to make your sister aware of this? Now it's the same thing with the brothers. We know some of your sisters, you might start talking about this and she might be like, I don't want to hear that shit. She might try to go on you, all of that. She do, that's on her. It's nothing you can do about that. But in the same breath though, you can definitely take initiative to reach the next, because just because that's one woman, you know what I'm saying? That's one woman. Just because that's one woman that's acting like that, that doesn't mean the next 2-3 black sisters that you talk to are gonna have that same mind state. You know what I'm saying? She might be exactly right on what you're on, or even if she's not on that, she might have her vibration so high where she's willing to listen and take heed to what you're saying and maybe check on what, everything that you're saying to find out more of what's what, and then she can go on her way, help her on her journey. You feel me? So it's like, you really got to think about it from that standpoint. That's really what it be about at the end of the day. You know, each one reach one. That's what they mean when they say stuff like that. Because ain't no telling when you reach your brother or sister how that's going to affect them or how far that they going to run with that. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say, like, when you give someone information, and this is from a genuine, sincere standpoint, you give someone information about something, you're not worried about it, they surpass you. You know what I'm saying? Like when I be hoping that, like, that I talk to someone about genetics, and then when I meet them again, they tell me and break some stuff down to me, maybe that I ain't even know. And I'm like, oh shit, that's what's up. You know, I'm glad I had that effect on you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is stuff that we already secondhand nature. You know, whatever I could do to help you out, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you got going on in your life individually, we all in this war. You feel me? That's warming for my heart. You know, because it's not about me. It's about us entirely. You know, because the more we good individually, the more we can be for unison. You know what I'm saying? So really understand what I'm saying right now. I love all y'all. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I know, but it's crazy. I'm seeing this again. Yeah, it's like me thinking about it, and that's like the biggest curveball. It's almost like the curveball to get people to come to America. I saw a video with somebody that was African the other day, and he was like talking about how neighbors don't talk to each other, all of that. He was like, in Africa it's different. People talk to each other. It's not just go to work, go home. You live with your neighbor for years and y'all haven't said a word to each other. And he was talking about rocking and stuff. I'm just like, yeah, it's designed like that, you know, but it's designed for that to be in that way, but for you to think that that's normal, because that's not in any form of growing. Going for self or not talking to your peers, that's detachment. You know what I'm saying? That's not, how can you come together or have any traditional, family-oriented type of vibe if you're already separated from your peers to your point that y'all don't even talk. You can't talk about anything. You hear what I'm saying? So that is a big problem. It's set up like that on purpose though. But that's a really, really big problem. It's a real big problem. And then what do you call it about it is that other people, they think that just because they haven't been here yet or know how it is, that forces them to want to come out here. And then they come out here and they see how it really is. They see really what's going on. And the detachment that's amongst everybody, but being deemed as is normal, because this is all people have known life to be like, so-called say. You know, so it's a real problem. It's a real problem, y'all. But I value y'all, I respect y'all. I'm about to get off of here real quick just to charge my phone, and then I'm probably about to get back on here again and talk to y'all. You know, how I look at it, I made it through half this 10:30. I'm like 2 hours shy from 12 o'clock. I ain't killed myself. I probably had like 3 to 5 suicidal thoughts off of me being alienated from my child, but I got past them. So regardless of how the rest of my day goes, I'm taking power in that, because I know I could have just ended my shit earlier today. You know, like that's like the type of pain that I'm dealing with. So I want this live to get out. You know, I value y'all, I respect y'all. You know, stand in your power. Don't let anything shake you up. And I'm gonna tap back in with y'all probably like in like an hour. I'm gonna try to tap back in with y'all before I go to sleep. But I really just want to skip this day and hurry up and make it to tomorrow. Like, I don't even pay attention to the weeks and stuff like that. I'm just making sure that I make it to your next day. So, like, I value y'all, respect y'all. It's the Viewpoints of RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out to all my guys and goddesses. and all high vibrational human beings, you know. Um, all right, I'm about to charge my phone real quick. I got my money for the train and the bus. I'm about to charge my phone, and then I'm about to get off of here because I don't want it to die. And this is a good live that I spoke with y'all. You know, peace, power, abundance to everybody. You know, and continue to do what you got to do for yourself, even within this monetary system. You know, because uh, we're in this system, and money is connected to it. So we got to go about it like that, right? But even while we're going about it like that, still bring attention to your real issues, like being a good person, standing strong, supporting children. When you're supporting children, you're associated with everything associated with children. That means we're eating, what they're thinking, who's around them. You know, we're worried about the surface level stuff, but there's so much other ways that children are being affected. So, like I said, that should be the main thing. And I'm gonna get off on here. Like I said, I don't want this to die on me. It's a viewpoints of RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out to all my guys and goddesses and all high vibrational human beings. You know what the fuck it is, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm gonna tap in with y'all a little bit for real. And shout out to my Brit. I love you so much, Brittany. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, I might have to check you today. I don't know. But I'm gonna tap in with y'all.